The Tower of Babel, a narrative found in the Bible, specifically in the book of Genesis, describes the attempt by humanity to build a massive tower reaching the heavens. In response to their pride and ambition, God confounds their language, causing humans to speak in different tongues, leading to their dispersion across the earth. This story is emblematic of a turning point in human history, illustrating the origins of linguistic diversity and serving as a metaphor for human division and unity. The significance of the Tower of Babel lies in its explanation of the world's myriad languages. It is a foundational myth that attempts to rationalize why humanity, which purportedly began as a single community, is now fragmented by language barriers. Understanding this story offers deep insights into the human condition, exploring themes of unity, pride, and the limits of human ambition. In the real world, linguistic diversity as described in the Tower of Babel has both rich and complex implications. For example, the ongoing efforts in linguistics to reconstruct proto-languages mirror the desire to understand our common origins, despite the many branches of languages we see today. Additionally, the story serves as a cultural reference point in discussions about globalization and the challenges of communication in an increasingly interconnected world. Supporters of the metaphorical reading of the Tower of Babel argue that it underscores the need for mutual understanding and cooperation among peoples. Philosophers and theologians often see it as a tale cautioning against human hubris. However, the story and its interpretations are not without controversy. Some view the narrative as one that promotes the notion of linguistic division as a punishment, while others challenge its theological basis, questioning the literal truth of such a singular event and its capacity to account for the complex nature of language evolution. The Tower of Babel serves to highlight the interconnectedness of language and culture and its influence on national identity, socioeconomic interactions, and technological development. The narrative profoundly influences discussions on the role of language in creating both connection and division among humans. In examining this tale, we are reminded of the delicate balance between striving for progress and respecting the diverse tapestry that enriches human existence. By exploring the story's themes and real-world implications, we gain perspective on how communication can be both a barrier and a bridge in pursuing common goals. The heading Historical Context and Significance sets the stage for understanding the Tower of Babel's story, a biblical narrative that delves into the origins of linguistic diversity and its impact on human civilization. This tale, found in the book of Genesis, describes humanity's ambitious attempt to build a tower tall enough to reach the heavens, only to be thwarted by divine intervention, which resulted in the sudden onset of multiple languages. This phenomenon left people unable to communicate, leading to their dispersion across the earth. Understanding this historical context is crucial as it symbolizes a turning point in human history. The story of Babel illustrates the intersection of divine will and human ambition, highlighting how communication barriers can lead to widespread division. Its significance extends to how it attempts to explain the origin of different languages and cultures, offering a narrative about divine intervention that still resonates with how societies perceive unity and diversity today. In terms of real-world applications, the Babel narrative is often used to explore the complexities of linguistic and cultural diversity. For instance, it underscores the importance of translation and communication in international diplomacy, where overcoming language barriers is integral to maintaining global peace. Another example can be seen in modern technological advances like translation software and language learning apps, which aim to bridge the communication gaps the Babel story symbolizes. Opinions supporting this idea argue that the Babel narrative provides a foundational story for understanding cultural and linguistic diversity, underscoring the potential for richness in diversity despite initial challenges. Scholars and theologians often view the story as a cautionary tale that warns against hubris and underscores the need for humility in human endeavors. However, this interpretation is not without controversy. Some critics argue that viewing linguistic diversity as a divine curse can perpetuate negative stereotypes about multilingual societies. Additionally, alternative viewpoints might suggest the story reflects a human tendency to misunderstand and fear the unknown, rather than any inherent division. In connecting to the broader topic of the Babel story, this historical context influences ongoing conversations about unity and division. It serves as a backdrop to explore themes of communication, cooperation, and cultural exchange, emphasizing the ongoing human endeavor to overcome language barriers. Overall, the Babel narrative continues to act as a powerful reminder of both the challenges and opportunities presented by diversity in an interconnected world. The narrative of language division, as illustrated by the story of the Tower of Babel, is a concept rooted in the biblical account from the book of Genesis. This narrative describes how humanity, once unified by a single language, became divided into distinct linguistic and cultural groups. According to the tale, this fragmentation was a divine intervention to curb human pride and ambition, preventing them from building a tower that could reach the heavens. This event symbolizes the diversity of languages and cultures, and it underscores the complexities of communication and unity among humans. The significance of this point lies in its explanation of the origin of linguistic diversity, which is central to understanding human history and cultural development. The Tower of Babel narrative provides a mythical encounter with the profound impact of language on social cohesion and division. It serves as a powerful metaphor for understanding how communication barriers can hinder cooperation and how overcoming these barriers can foster unity. In real-world applications, the concept of language division is evident in the field of linguistics, where researchers study the evolution and spread of languages over time. For instance, the family tree model of language classification illustrates how languages diversify and evolve, much like species in biological evolution. Another example is in sociolinguistics, which examines how language variations contribute to social identity and group dynamics, highlighting how language can both unite and separate communities. Opinions supporting the narrative's importance emphasize that the diversity of languages enriches human culture and promotes creativity. Advocates argue that linguistic variety fosters cognitive flexibility and a broader worldview. However, there are challenges and controversies associated with language division. Critics point out that language barriers can perpetuate misunderstandings and conflict between different cultural groups. Additionally, there is concern about the loss of linguistic diversity as dominant languages increasingly overshadow minority ones. Alternative viewpoints suggest that the story of Babel reflects ancient human migrations and the natural divergence of languages over millennia, rather than a singular divine intervention. Some also propose that the narrative highlights humanity's perpetual quest to regain a lost sense of unity, despite our differences. This narrative connects to other aspects of the Tower of Babel topic by influencing discussions on globalization, identity, and cultural preservation. Understanding language division helps explain the origins of linguistic diversity and its impact on human interaction, reminding us of the importance of striving for mutual understanding in an increasingly interconnected world. Cultural and religious interpretations of the Tower of Babel story offer a rich tapestry of insight into how diverse groups understand the sudden division of human language. At its core, this concept examines how different cultures and religious traditions perceive the significance and purpose of God's intervention at Babel, as described in religious texts such as the Bible. Often seen as a divine response to human pride and ambition, the story serves as a powerful narrative about the origins of linguistic diversity and the resulting cultural fragmentation. The significance of cultural and religious interpretations of the Tower of Babel lies in their ability to highlight the story's broad impact on human identity and relationships. For many, it underscores the fragility of human unity and the inherent challenges in communication. By examining various interpretations, we gain a deeper understanding of how the story has shaped religious thought and cultural beliefs across the world. A pertinent example is found in Judaism, where the story is often interpreted as a cautionary tale against hubris. It advocates for humility and the recognition of divine authority over human endeavors. Similarly, within Christianity, the story is viewed as an explanation for the diversity of languages, underscoring God's ultimate control over human history and intentions. Another intriguing example comes from the Islamic tradition, where language diversity is seen as a sign of God's wisdom and an opportunity for humans to engage in mutual learning and cooperation. These interpretations not only provide historical perspectives, but also offer moral and ethical lessons relevant to contemporary issues of unity and division. Supportive opinions suggest the story serves as a reminder of the need for cultural and religious dialogue, urging societies to bridge gaps caused by linguistic differences. It offers enduring lessons on the values of humility, collaboration, and the shared human quest for understanding. However, there are challenges and controversies surrounding these interpretations. Some critics argue that emphasizing divine intervention oversimplifies the complexities of linguistic and cultural evolution. Others suggest that the story risks reinforcing stereotypes of human division and conflict. Ultimately, cultural and religious interpretations of the Tower of Babel connect intricately with broader themes of human identity and coexistence. They invite reflection on how language both unites and divides, influencing societal structures and individual perceptions. This exploration of diverse beliefs not only enriches our understanding of the narrative, but also emphasizes the potential for language and culture to serve as bridges rather than barriers in the human community.